what's your name, age, and what is ACES?
I am Jennifer Perry. I am 50 years old, and ACES is Ancient Combat Enthusiast School. We are a martial arts school that specializes in medieval weaponry and battle techniques.
Okay, I see. And this weaponry is not just, sort of separated to just swords and stuff. You do other things, of course?
Correct. We are fairly unique in the range of weapons that we study. A lot of martial arts schools of the medieval range only focus on sword or sword and dagger. We go through staff, dagger buckler, dagger cloak. We do warhammer, hand axe. We even do unarmed armed curricula.
Oh, I see. And how long have you been doing this?
I started back in about 2003, 2004. I started teaching in about 2005 here in Greensboro. I was knighted, I think, in 2006, and that was when I took over the Greensboro School as my own. That was under a different school's banner. We have been in Greensboro under ACES since 2017.
I see. And what got you into historical martial arts?
I've always enjoyed martial arts in general, and I had studied Japanese styles when I was in high school, but I was always fascinated by the Middle Ages in general, and the idea of combining the Middle Ages, the attitude of the Middle Ages, and the historical aspect of the Middle Ages with a martial art had intrigued me. And then I essentially tripped over the original school over in Raleigh when I went to a festival over at the fairgrounds. And I just started taking classes and loved it.
I see. Okay. And of course, most people are familiar with like this kind of martial arts, like movies and TV shows. So what makes this different from the kind of stuff that you see in that?
In the same way that Taekwondo is not representative of what Bruce Lee does in the movies, what we do is not really representative of Braveheart or Rob Roy or what you see in the movies. It is based off of both Taekwondo and any other martial art is based off of a historical aspect. What we do is based off of a historical aspect. We use texts like the Codex Wallerstein and fight masters such as Hans Talhofer to build a curriculum based off of the way they taught in the time. A fight master is basically a person who survived the battlefield long enough to come back and teach it for fun or to teach it for duels and for tournaments. And they're teaching the battlefield techniques so that people can stay alive in, say, judicial combat when they're fighting for their life in a tournament as opposed to on the battlefield, but it's the same type of technique.
I see. And you sort of found the intention of teaching people here in Greensboro, these techniques.
I've always wanted to teach something or another. I've always enjoyed teaching in general, and the idea of teaching something that I love doing as much as the medieval martial arts was just irresistible.
I see. And how did you found this school? What were the struggles of trying to found a school that of martial arts that no one really ever talks about or really practices?
Marketing, the biggest one. Founding it wasn't so much a challenge because I'd managed to trip over an already established school, fairly small. But the biggest challenge with a niche market like this is finding the people who want to take it. I get so many students who say, wow, if I'd known this was here, I'd have come training earlier. But being as small as we are, funding is a challenge. So we can't afford TV ads and things like that. So trying to find the people who want to be students and marketing to them is our biggest challenge at the moment.
And who are your students? Who do you mostly get that come to learn this thing?
If you're looking for demographic, I can't really give you one. Our youngest student ever was 7 years old when she started. She was knighted, I think, 2 years ago.
Wow.
I think our oldest student was 60-something. And one of the things I take pride in the school is that if you want to learn, I want to teach you. If somebody comes in and says, well, I've always wanted to do this, but I've got really bad arthritis, I'll say, I don't care. I can work with that. We can figure out a way to have you learn this. If someone comes in and says, well, I've got bad knees or bad ankles or bad wrists, we can work with you. We can help you learn this. This is something that it's historical, it's fun, and it is something that if anybody wants to do it, they should have a chance and the ability to do it. So,
well, that's wonderful.
Anyone can do this. Anyone can participate in this. My criteria for the young'uns, as it were, is merely that they be able to pay attention.
Nice.
I can't have a 5-year-old disrupting class because he's running around because he can't focus. So that's all I ask is if you can stay focused for an hour and let me teach you, I want to teach you.
And how do you think that teaching and learning these techniques has affected your life?
me personally, it has made me a lot more aware of other people and how I interact with them, because when I'm on the field and I'm actually teaching, of course, I am looking at other people and analyzing them and what they're doing, but I also have to be aware of the individual behind the person that I'm teaching, the individual's characteristics. I don't like teaching a class to everybody the same way, because everybody is unique. And somebody might learn better if I explain it this way, and somebody might learn better if I explain it that way, and somebody else might learn better if I show them. So for me, it's been about learning how to read other people, not just on the battlefield and, oh, what are they going to do to attack me next, but trying to be able to learn how to teach without having to have someone come up and tell me, you need to show me this. I can't learn it unless you show it to me. So.
I see. And